This $1,000 camera will explode if I lose a single game of chess. Wish me luck. All right, what do we have here? We have Carlos Valente from Brazil. Let's go pawn to d4 and see what he will play. He goes with the Benoni, pawn to c5. Let's decline that. Let's go pawn to d5. And then the plan, oh wow. All right, so this is known as the Benko Gambit. All right, so if I take with the pawn, he takes with the bishop. And then his plan is to take the bishop on f1, but I don't see anything else. I'm down for that. I've played that 1,000 times. Yeah, he takes with the bishop. Let's develop the knight. And then let's go pawn to e4 and take the bishop on f1 with the king. Pawn to d6, let's go pawn to e4. He takes on f1, I'll just take back with the king. And this is all theory as far as I know. Pawn to g6, he wants to develop the bishop via g7. So the plan here is to go knight to f3, pawn to g3, and king to g2. Is there something else here? I don't think so. Let's go knight to f3. There's a line that Magnus played once. That was like queen to c8, preventing pawn to g3, because then you have queen to h3 check. That was very annoying. I don't even know how to play against that. But anyways, he goes bishop g7, so let's go pawn to g3 right here. And if he castles, I'll just go king to g2 next. There we go, he castles. King to g2, and now we just wait. Knight to d7. Oh, I think he wants to go like knight to g4 and bring this knight to e5. So I like to go pawn to h3 then, preventing knight to g4. Now let's see what he plays. Very interesting position. I'm down in time. I have to watch out. I don't want to lose on time and lose my camera. Okay, he's thinking. That's good. Take your time, buddy. No rush. Wow, he's really thinking. What the hell is he looking for? I think like queen to b6 is a move. Knight to b6. Okay, let's go rook to e1 and try to push e5 at some point. Maybe not. Maybe this is attacked too many times. I don't know. I know like a4 is also a move. And then knight to b5, knight to d7. All right, so he wants to go to e5, I think. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. So I don't really care about that too much. Let's go queen to c2. If knight to e5, I think we can just take that. Bishop takes and pawn to f4. My king is a little bit weak there. I don't know if I love that, but it's an option for sure. Knight to c4, all right. Wow, look at that. I played pawn to h3 to prevent knight g4 and knight to e5, but he just fought for it. Now he's getting knight to e5 anyways. That's crazy. All right, let's go pawn to a4. I think that should be, it's not losing. That's what we like. I'm expecting knight to e5. I mean, you already did all this. Knight to e5, there we go. Let's take that with our knight. And then he takes back with the knight. I don't want to go pawn to f4. Maybe let's delay that a little bit. Let's go knight to b5 first. So you can go back to c4 now. And then we should try to develop this bishop. Let me put it on c3. Pawn to f5, wow, that is very aggressive, my guy. What about like pawn to f4? The knight goes back and pawn to e5. I don't even like it, but it looks very messy, and I like that. In other news, I don't even have to react to this move. Yeah, I really want to make a mess. Let's go pawn to f4. That looks disgusting, but we'll try to make it work. Knight d7. All right, so now we develop this bishop, of course. We put it on c3. But if he takes on e4, I can take with the queen. But then he takes on b2, but then queen to e6 check. You move the king. Attack the bishop and take on e7. Does that work? I don't know. What do I know about this weird game? He's calculating something. I don't know what. And hopefully it doesn't work. I have no idea what he's calculating or why he's taking so long, but I love it. Rook to e7. What does that mean? What language is that? All right, so I still can go pawn to e5, but I would love to. So let's go bishop to c3 first. Knight to f6 might be a move, actually. Knight to f6 looks like a good move to me. Oh wait, I just take the pawn on f5. What am I drinking? All right, so pawn takes f5, knight takes e4, pawn g6, attacking the rook. You kind of have to take back. Queen takes g6, knight c3. What do I take with the knight or with the pawn? I don't know. Let's take on f5. It looks fun at the very least. He takes on e4. Okay, let's take on g6 now. If you take on c3 with anything, I just take the rook with a check. And if you take on g6, I think I just take back with the queen. He takes on g6. Okay, let me take this guy now. And pinning the bishop, of course. Yeah, of course he takes on c3 now. Let's take back with, or let's take this with the knight and then go like knight to d5, threatening something. I'm expecting rook to f6, attacking the queen. Queen to b6, look at that, attacking this pawn, I guess. What if we go like rook to e2 first, defending this pawn, preparing knight to d5 or knight to e4. And of course we have the option to just push the h pawn, like pawn to h4, pawn h5, and pawn to h6. Attacking this bishop. I don't know. Let's see how he reacts to this. Looks very interesting. That's good. I'm expecting some kind of check at some point, like queen to b7 or queen c6, but I just move the king out. That doesn't matter. Okay, now let's go knight d5, and you will pin my knight, but that does not matter too much. All right, let's go king to h2 first. So you never pin my knight. Oh, he goes rook to f6, attacking my queen. Okay, so now let's go queen to g4. I still want to keep the pressure on this bishop, and then we're threatening knight to d5 right now. Knight to d5 with the fork. He doesn't see it. Damn it, poor guy. Don't go queen to c6. Please don't. Please don't do it. I mean, do it. I would love that actually. But like, don't do it at the same time. All right, he goes queen there, attacking my rook, but that is defended by my queen, and we're just gonna take this guy. He takes back with the rook, of course. Now we shall take on e5. He's gonna take back with the pawn for sure. And then if I take on e5, he has rook here, and I don't love that. I'm scared to take that pawn. Rook takes e5, rook to f2 check, king to g1, attacking the rook. And if you take my rook, I take yours. And then I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna take this guy. Will he go rook to f2? That is the big question. A 2052 from Brazil. I'm very sleepy. It's like 4 a.m. It's 4:29 a.m. I probably should be sleeping. That's right, but I'm not. He's calculating that line, rook to f2 for sure. But then king to g1, and it gets very creepy. It's very important to go king to g1, because if I go like king to h1, he has some very annoying checks, and that could be checkmate very easily. Rook to f2 check. Well, let's go king to g1, attacking the rook. If you take on e5, very important, I take your king. I can never forget that. Okay, he attacks my rook, but then I thought I had like queen to c8 check, king to h7, rook check, king g6, queen to e8, forcing the queen trade. I don't know, let's do that. And if you go king to f7, that's gonna be checkmate, and I love checkmates. Oh, look at that, forcing the queen trade. Let's take that. Wow, he doesn't even do that. What to do here? This is confusing actually. Let's go like queen to d7, and if king to d6, queen to e8 check, queen here check, king to g7 I guess, or queen to f7. Yeah, he goes king back. Okay, now let's bring the other rook into the game, and I'm threatening rook to d7. I don't see how you stop that. Something smells funny. It smells like a win here, and I love that smell. How do you stop queen to d7? I don't know. And apparently he doesn't know either. So we'll take that. Mr. Carlos, it was a pleasure playing you, but I think you should resign now. You should have gone for the queen trade, man. But you didn't, and now you will regret it for the rest of your life. There we go. Beautiful. We get a resignation from Mr. Carlos, and he wants to play again. But I don't. I want to play someone else, because now you know my tricks. All right, so now we're playing someone from the Netherlands. His name is Job09, some numbers, and let's go pawn to d4 again with the queen's gambit. If you go pawn to d5, nope, he doesn't. He goes knight to f6 as well. So let's go pawn to c4 and see what he will play. He wants to go Nimzo, Indian, bishop b4. Is that a thing? Yes, it is. Let's go queen to c2, defending the knight, and he will probably castle now or push the d pawn. Yeah, he castle. Let's go knight to f3 now, developing the pieces. Pawn to b6. How interesting. He wants to fianchetto the bishop. Let's go pawn to e3. Bishop b7. Let's go bishop to e2, defending this knight. A very natural position. Knight to e4, putting pressure on this knight. Do I mind if he doubles my pawn? I don't think so. Let's just castle here. Knight takes c3, just pawn takes c3, and this looks very good for both of us. Oh, he takes it with the bishop, that's very nice. Let's take back with the pawn. Pawn to f5, of course, defending this knight. And what's the plan here? Let's go pawn to a4. He will for sure go pawn to a5. No, he doesn't. Let's go pawn to a5 ourselves and put pressure around this area. Knight to d7, maybe he wants to go like c5 or something. So let's put the rook on d1, looking at the queen with some x-rays. Knight to f6, all right, he wants to go knight to g4, attacking this pawn twice. So let's simply go pawn to h3. Yeah, he goes pawn to g5. This guy's very aggressive. What to do here? I don't know. He's threatening this, and that's very annoying. So we should probably like react in the center or something. Let's go like knight to d2 right now, and then pawn to f3, knight to g3, I don't know. Or simply take the knight on e4, that's also an option. Because pawn to f3 is very weakening, and I don't like that. If he goes pawn to g4 now, for sure we take that. Pawn to h5, god damn. This guy's onto something. I don't know what, but he's onto something. Alright, so if I take on e4, he takes back with the knight, maybe? I'm not even sure. I'm gonna take on e4. I don't know if that's necessary, but I'm gonna take on e4. Let's see what he takes back with. Maybe with the knight, maybe with the bishop. He takes back with the bishop. So now let's go bishop to d3, asking for some exchanges. He's not interested. Look at that. All right, so now let's go pawn to h4. And then whenever you move this knight, we go pawn to g3, defending this pawn even more. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just pushing pawns, I guess. If he takes on d3, I just take back with the queen. Knight to e4 or something, I just go pawn to g3. And then, I don't know, we'll just see what happens next. He takes on d3. Okay, I like that actually, because he was more active. And now he's giving me his pieces, which is good. Knight to e4, wow, the exact same thing just happened. Okay, let's go pawn to g3, defending this guy. And you can never really go pawn to f4 because this is defended way too many times. And if you prepare it with like pawn to e5, I just take that, and you cannot take back because your queen is hanging. Now I'm thinking about some c5 action. All right, so d5 is not a thing because you get pawn to e5 and then pawn to f4, and that's very annoying. But c5 might be interesting. You take on c5, I take back, and then you take with the knight, and I don't love that. So we should probably develop this bishop first. Queen to c6. Yeah, I thought I had d5 here though. d5, and you're kind of undoubling my pawns, and you can even take on c3 because now my bishop is defending that pawn. So let's go pawn to d5 here, and if you take, I take back with the pawn or the queen. Okay, I'm winning here. He had the attack, he had the advantage, and he gave me all his pieces. Now he's undoubling my pawns. But what the hell do I take back with? I don't know. If I take back with the queen, that's a check. I'm forcing the queen trade. And if I take back with the pawn, you go like queen to c5, and I don't know what to do there. Yeah, I do want to trade the queens. Let's go queen takes d5 and take back with the pawn, and try to play this endgame as if I know what the hell I'm doing. Of course, I have to go like pawn to c4 at some point. Let's go pawn to c4 right here, and then develop this bishop somehow. I think bishop d4 should do the job. Rook to e8. Okay, he wants to put the rook on the file that is never going to open. That's beautiful. So let's go bishop to d4, putting even more pressure on this guy. And if you move this rook up, I can just take this pawn for free because the rook on a8 would be completely undefended. This knight is very annoying, that's for sure. Feels like knight to c5, threatening knight to b3. Do I want to take that knight? Rook to c8. Look at that. I could try to like double up my rooks on the a file, threatening to take this pawn and win the rook on a8, but that's a little bit too slow. Yeah, I mean, we have to try something. Let's go rook to a3 and then rook to a1. Maybe rook to a4 would have been smarter because after rook to a1, there's knight to d2 attacking this pawn. So rook to a4 would have been better for sure. Maybe he wants to go c5 or something? King to e7. Look at that. All right, so now if I go rook to a1, knight to d2 attacking the pawn, coming to f3, that's very annoying. But yeah, I don't think I care too much about that. Let's go rook to a1. Threatening to take this pawn. Pawn to b5. Finally, something is opening up. Let's take that pawn for sure. And then he attacks the pawn. How should we defend that pawn? Now is the question. All right, so let's just go rook to b3, defending the pawn. If knight to d2 attacking the rook, I just move the rook up. And then knight to f3 check, king to g2. And I don't see anything else. Knight there, okay, attacking the rook. Let's go rook to b4. Am I blundering something here? I don't see it. Rook to b4, knight to f3 check, king to g2, knight takes d4. I can take back with the pawn. That's no problem. Okay, let's go here, and then let's take this guy. Rook to b7. He wants to double up the rooks right here. Of course. What to do here? This is very drawish. Let's go rook to c1, attacking this pawn. Rook to b8, attacking this pawn again. But whenever you take this pawn, I take back. You take with the rook. I take on c7 and then take on a7. Let's go like rook to c6 first. That looks funny. And if you take on b5, I take back with the rook. King there, okay. But now you can go rook to c4, now attacking this other pawn. And again, if you take on b5, I take this guy and then take on a7. This looks very creepy. I don't know what's going on. Rook there, wow. What if b6? You take. All right, let's go rook to a6 now. And if you take this guy, I'm gonna take on a7. But then you take on d5, shit. This is not ideal, for sure. Let's bring the king closer. Uh-oh. I think he's in trouble. I think he's in big trouble, actually. Check. Here. Uh-oh. Oh, man, he got mated. Jesus Christ. This move was very important. Rook to d7. Okay, let me check. Let me mate this guy first. And then we're good. Look at that. Poor guy. Jesus. Look at him run. Rook here, and now this is... That's it. And win the rook. And make a queen. It's gonna be checkmate. That's checkmate. All right, so right here, rook to d7 was super important, forcing the king to go to e8. Because if I go rook to h7 right now, threatening to go checkmate, now he has rook to e5. And after rook to h8 check, that's not checkmate. He can simply block with a rook. So rook to d7 now forcing the king to go to e8, and now this can never happen. Now this is free. You can never block with the rook. Oh shit, this was actually checkmate. Rook to a8. You can simply block with the rook, and then this is checkmate. Jesus Christ. All right, but that doesn't matter. We get the win. All right, so now we're playing this guy, and we got the white pieces again. That's crazy. Let's go pawn to d4. Bishop b4 check, which is blocked with the knight. That didn't happen, but I still played knight to c3. That's crazy. Pawn to h6. Wow, this guy is just trolling. Let's go knight to f3, developing the pieces. All very normal, very natural. Pawn to e3, pawn to h6. That's a very scary. Okay, let's go bishop d3, developing the pieces. Knight to d7. Let's just castle, I think. I think he will go like pawn to c5 at some point. Pawn to b6. He wants to fianchetto the bishop or go bishop a6, putting even more pressure on this guy. He's taking a long time to castle, actually. Let's go pawn to e4. Try to open the center. If he takes on e4, I just take back with the knight. And then if knight takes, I take back with the bishop. Now attacking the rook. Bishop b7. Developing the bishop and attacking the knight. So now we go queen to c2. I think should be pretty normal. Knight takes e4. Let's take back with the bishop. Bishop takes e4. Queen takes. Knight to f6 maybe. I have this check. Is he considering that move? Nope. Okay, let's go rook to d1. Knight to f6. There we go. Let's go queen to c6 now. Please don't go queen d6. Oh man, what's wrong with society? Let's go, I don't want to trade queens. But not really. I have queen b7 if I want to insist. And then knight to e5. Yeah, I don't want to trade queens. I don't want to trade queens with this guy. And if he attacks my queen again, I just go queen to a6. And life's good. This is a 2067. Yes, sir. He's thinking, like, a lot. I'm scared. Pawn to c6. Why is he trying to exchange queens so badly? Bruh, stop harassing my queen. I don't want to trade queens. If he goes like queen to c8, I'm jumping out of my balcony. Okay, bishop there. He stops harassing my queen for a minute. So let's develop my bishop. Let's go bishop e3. Maybe knight to g4, molesting my bishop. Bishop to c7. I think now we can go like knight to e5, attacking the queen. And if you take the knight with the bishop, there's pawn takes, attacking the knight and attacking the queen at the same time. So let's go knight to e5. Queen there, okay. But what if I bring the queen back to b7? Attacking this bishop, putting pressure on the pawn on c6 with the queen and with the knight. And again, if you take on e5, that would be kind of lovely. I take back with the pawn, and you can never bring the knight to d7 because my queen is on b7 and my rook is on d1, so that will be a free piece. Let's go queen to b7. That looks good enough. Please don't go queen to c8. Oh my god. Bishop takes e5. Okay, let's take back with the pawn, or maybe knight to g4, attacking both the bishop and the pawn. Oh wow. Yep, he's not interested in activating his pieces. He wants to bring the knight to the corner. I mean, I'll take that. I don't know about you. All right, so if I bring my rook to the 7th rank, he's going to harass my queen to the end of times. But I think at the end, I can take this pawn and then bring the queen to d6. That looks good enough for me. Let's go rook to d7. If rook to b8, I just take the pawn. If the rook goes back, queen to c7. And if you attack my queen again, well, I can just take this pawn. But I could bring the queen to d6 to create a super strong battery with the queen and both the rooks. Queen to c8, Jesus Christ. All right, so now we bring the other rook into the game. And if you take on b7, I will gladly take back with the rook and then bring the other rook to d7. Let's see what he plays here. This knight is horrible. Never bring your knight to the edge of the board and so close to the corner. The knight is completely dominated. All right, so obviously he goes rook to d8. All right, let's bring the rook to d7. Oh, he takes the rook right away. That's beautiful. Let's take back with the rook. And now what's the plan here? I'm not sure. He probably wants to go like knight to g6, attacking this pawn. So I should probably anticipate that. All right, so let's go pawn to f4, defending this pawn in case he goes knight to g6. And then my plan is to go like pawn to a4 and pawn to a5 to destroy this structure. Knight to g6, but yeah, that doesn't make too much sense now because everything is defended. So what to do here? Let's go pawn to a4 and pawn to a5. He goes king to f8. He wants to attack my rook somehow. But let's go pawn to a5 now. And if he takes on a5, I can take back with the bishop with a check, or with the rook attacking this pawn. Everything looks pretty good. I think taking with the bishop is better because that's a check. I'm attacking this pawn twice. I go g3 to defend this pawn, and it looks beautiful. What does that do exactly? He wants to go knight to f5? Is that a thing? What if I go g4 myself? King to e8. Okay, he wants to attack my rook. Let's go rook to b7, just attacking this pawn. If he takes on a5, I'm gonna take this with a bishop. He goes knight to c8. Wow. Let's go pawn to f5 here, I think. Scare him off a little bit. Threatening to take, actually. If you take back, I take on g7. Yeah, he takes on f5. Let's take back with the pawn. If knight to e7, attacking this pawn, I can just go e6. f6, sorry. And he does that. He attacks the pawn. So let's go pawn to f6 here. Knight to f5. I can just take that pawn. Let's go here. Pawn to f6. And if knight to f5 attacking the bishop, I just take the pawn on g7. Yeah, he takes that. Let's take this guy now. Knight to f5 attacking the bishop, and I think we just go like bishop to f4, knight to f5, there we go. Okay, let's be a little bit careful about this. Let's go bishop to f4, and if knight to d4, that would be threatening knight to e2 with a fork. He takes on a5, okay. So rook to b5, he has knight to d4, attacking the rook and threatening this fork. So let's first go king to f2, preventing any of that nonsense, and preparing rook to b5 on the next move. If you ever move this knight, I got this check, and I can even take the pawn, but he pushed it now. Now we go rook to b5, attacking both these pawns, and one of them is going to fall. And if I take this pawn, I'm attacking the knight at the same time, so that's good. If rook to c8, defending this pawn, I can take this one. And then if you try to defend this other one, I can just take the rook. All right, rook there, that doesn't scare me too much. I can take this guy first, attacking the knight. This is not a check, by the way. I can take that with a bishop. So let's take this guy first, attacking the knight. Oops, there we go. Jesus, I'm unstoppable today. There we go. Oh my God. What the hell? Am I on steroids or something? It's 5 in the morning. How the hell am I not losing? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it. Keep it coming. All right, so now we're gonna play blitz games on Lichess because the rapid games on chess.com are too long and my brain is working, but my eyes are shutting down. Everything is blurry at this point. All right, so we're playing at 2019. Let's go pawn to d4. That's the only thing. Please don't judge me. I only know how to play d4, c4, and I get a lot of wins from that. Knight to c6, how interesting. Let's go pawn to d5, attacking the knight. Knight there, okay, let's go pawn to e3, defending the pawn on c4. And then what the hell is the plan here? I don't know. Let's go knight to c3, putting another defender on the pawn on d5. And then he pins this guy. I have no idea what to do here. Let's go knight to f3. If he takes on c3, I take back with the pawn. Knight to g6, let's develop this bishop. He'll probably castle now. I'm going to castle as well. No, he takes on c3 first. I'm going to take that back. He castles now. Okay, let's castle as well. And then I have no idea what to do here. Let's go pawn to a4 and pawn to a5. Yeah, he does that himself. Let's go bishop somewhere. Where did I put this bishop? Let's go bishop a3. If he goes queen to d7 attacking this pawn, well, that's defended by the queen, first of all. Pawn to e5. He wants to go pawn to e4, but then I get knight to d4. Let's go pawn to c5 now. Let's get pawn to c5. Not really. Let's prepare that a little bit more. Let's go queen to d2 and rook to d1. Shit. Okay, I can never go pawn to c5 now. So this bishop sucks in short terms. Let's go rook to b1. I don't know what I'm doing. Bishop there attacking this guy. Oh no, he's getting queen to e8. Let's go queen here defending the pawn. Queen to e8 attacking the pawn again. Bishop to d1 defending the pawn. This bishop sucks so bad, man. What the hell? And I can never move like my queen or my bishop because this pawn would fall. Okay, but now I would because you're not attacking that pawn again twice. Let me go pawn to h3 for no reason to stop any knight to g4 or bishop g4 ideas. Bishop there. Okay, so this pawn is not attacked by anyone anymore. Well, let's try to improve this guy. Let's go pawn to e4 and bring this bishop all the way down to g5. Yeah, I like that. Let's go bishop here first, defending this pawn. Knight there, attacking the bishop. Let's go bishop here, attacking the knight, defending this guy. Yeah, he does that. Let's go. If pawn to g4, you take on h3. King here, you go back. Let's go pawn to g4. I don't care. If you take on h3, I go king to h2, attacking the knight. Oh shit, you can bring this knight to f4. Ah, man, that's not good. All right, let's bring the bishop to e3. Uh-oh. I don't like this. Maybe like rook to h1 or something. All right, he takes there. Let's go here. Knight there. Okay, I don't think that's too good. I'm going to take that. And then like pawn to g5. If rook to e8 attacking this pawn, I go rook to e1. Or not. Let's go rook here. And then if rook to e8, I bring this rook to... What? Let's take that guy. And double up the rooks on the g file now. Yeah, he goes there, but I can just go here though. And then I could go pawn here. You take with the pawn. I take with the rook. Pawn takes. Rook takes. What? What the hell is he doing? He was winning. Why do I keep winning? I'm tired. Let me sleep. Oh my God. I lose every single time I play chess. And now that I want to sleep, nobody's beating me. What in the hell? Yeah, attacking my knight, but then this happens. I'm threatening checkmate. Let's go queen to g3. I could do anything actually. Let's go queen to here, queen to g6. You could never take this knight. That's very funny. You do that. Okay, let's go knight here. How do you stop this? I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Let's go here. Check. Why do I keep winning? Oh my God. This is checkmate. He's unstoppable. What? I mean, let's keep going, I think. Jesus Christ. I don't even see the pieces. Everything is blurry. Okay, this guy's pre-moving everything. He will surely beat me very easily. This is a line that I learned back in 2021 for a tournament, and I've been playing this shit ever since. I don't know anything else. Pawn to c5, take back with the knight, rook to c8, and then castle. And then I'm on my own. I don't know what to do now. Queen to c7 or some shit. He wants to take this guy, but I can take back with the knight. Let's go queen to c7. Knight to e5 might be a thing. Let's take back with the knight. Knight to e5, okay. Let's bring the rook to this file that could potentially open. Okay, he really wants to take this dude. Is there any checkmate threat? I don't see any checkmate threat. Let's just go pawn to a6. You take on f6, I take back. Queen to h7, I just bring my king down to f8. And there's no checkmate, buddy. How do you like that? Now, should I take back with the queen or not? I take with the queen, knight to b3 maybe. Take back with the pawn. I take it back with the pawn and go pawn to d4 or some shit. Or maybe not. Oh yeah, let's go pawn to d4. Looks interesting enough. And then take this knight. There we go. And now what to do? Let's go queen here, attacking this pawn and threatening this. Yeah, queen there is a thing. I missed that. All right, let's take that with the queen and then take on d4. Should be good. He takes it with a pawn. That's weird. So let's take that. Takes that way, but that doesn't change anything. Attacking this pawn now. There we go. And now let's go. What to do here? Rook to c3 or something? Gotta be careful about some checkmate ideas. Let's go bishop here, putting a little bit of pressure on this guy. Yeah, nothing is going on here. This is crazy. Let's go here. You can never attack this pawn because of the bishop. Looks very, very drawish, for sure. King to g7. I'm gonna attack your bishop next. Yeah, you have to go back. Now we push this pawn. Look at that. Wow. Let's go rook here. Bishop here, I take this pawn. Attacking the bishop. Bishop c2. What are you thinking about? Pawn to f4, attacking my bishop. Look at that. What the hell do we do? Let's go bishop here. If you attack my bishop again, let's go here. Preventing any rook entrance. Now let's attack the rook down this way. And take this pawn. Okay, take this guy now. Push. Pawn to f6. Now we bring the king back. And we're very careful with some checkmate ideas. Yeah, he wants to checkmate me. Let's just bring this rook back. Should be good. And then put pressure on this pawn. Okay. That's a check. Oh shit. Oh wait, I have this. Jesus, I got lucky. No, he got that. Rook to a1. Oh my god, I'm so lucky. I am so lucky. I'm so lucky. Why am I so... Oh my god. Oh my... Look at this. Now I'm attacking this guy. All of a sudden. And you cannot defend it. You cannot defend it. Let's go here, I think. Bishop check. I just go back. I can take this guy though. Ah no, you have bishop there. I can pin the bishop. Yeah, like that. Bring the king here. And he's running out of time. Oh, you move the bishop. Oh my, why am I... Oh wait, that was not checkmate? That was not checkmate. But I'm winning the rook. I'm so lucky. Jesus Christ. I am so lucky. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. God. Oh my God. I don't want to win anymore. I'm so tired. Well, let's keep going. Okay, now we got a 2000. Let's go pawn to d4. Please be Magnus Carlsen in disguise or something, man. Please. I'm begging you. I got a family. What the hell is this? I hate this type of moves. Let's go pawn here. It looks like I'm throwing on purpose, but I'm not. This is to annoy this guy a little bit for being, you know, too boring. Let's go bishop here. And then I don't know what's going on here, to be fair. I've said that every single time, but I don't. What to do? Let's go here and then knight to f4. Let's go knight to f4. If you take on f4, I'll take back. If you take on c3, I'll take that with a pawn. And then I'm attacking this guy in case you haven't noticed. He did notice, now he's defending it, okay. What if this happens? G6, I take that, yeah. What if G4 actually? Let's go G4, that looks interesting. If he takes with the pawn, I take back with the bishop. And then I take with the queen and things are getting scary, at least. Take this guy. Pawn to g5 is not a thing. No, I don't think so. Let's go here and then pawn to g5. Pawn to g5 now. Bro, if I win this game, I swear to God. Okay, I don't. Okay. All right, so what to do here? Go the queen here and then c5, attacking this pawn. All right, so c5 now, he gets knight to d5. I don't love that. So let's go pawn to a4 and pawn to a5. If he goes a5 himself, he does that instead. But let's go here now, developing my bishop, attacking the queen, putting pressure on the knight. What if I go a5 now? Knight to d7, rook to d1, pinning the knight. Go here. Now attacking this pawn. Queen takes a5 is a check. What? Queen here. Oh my god, dude. Are you kidding me? Bishop here. Threatening checkmate. He has to move the knight now. He moves the knight. Oh my god. I'm threatening queen to f7 checkmate. He has to move the knight to discover the queen. But if he moves the knight, I have the most beautiful sacrifice of my life. He's thinking. He's really looking for something. Queen takes a5 is a check. But then I can just block with the bishop, attacking the queen. And this is going to be checkmate. Knight to f6. Look at this. Rook to d8 check. He saw it. He saw it. If he takes that with the queen, this is checkmate. He goes knight there. Okay. So let's take with. What to take with? Let's take with the rook. Nice. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just winning everything. I know I sound like a douchebag right now, but I am so tired. Now it's 5:28. Okay, now we got the black pieces. Let's play a Sicilian. Is this the first time I got the black pieces? Is this actually the first time? Jesus, I've been playing with the white pieces for the longest time, dude. Pawn to a6. Let's go pawn to e5, attacking the knight. Knight goes there, okay. Bishop e7 and bishop e6. He goes there. Okay, let's go b5. I think this is a move also. No, very weird line. He does not give a shit about that. Let's go queen to c8. I really want to play h6. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, I could go b4 and win this pawn. But do I really win that pawn? Here gets very complicated. Let's go knight to c6. b4 is interesting still. b4, knight here. Knight takes e4. Knight takes e7. Knight takes e7. Let's go b4. I don't care. I mean, knight to a4. He's threatening a fork now. I mean, do I really care about a stupid fork? I don't think. Knight there. Okay, let's go here. Takes. Takes on e6. Take that with the pawn. Bishop there, attacking the knight. All right. Let's go with the knight back to f6. And this looks surprisingly solid. You can never take any of this. Everything is defended, except the pawn on e6, of course. How do we defend that? Let's go queen to c8. It looks very risky. Very risky, but let's do it. Queen here, and then let's... what the hell is that? Let's take that pawn. Queen there, alright, let's castle. Is that still legal? I can castle, wow. Knight there, he wants to bring the knight to g6 with a fork. That's not how the knight moves. There we go, with a fork to the rook and the bishop. So, let's give you a fork first. To the queen, the bishop, and the knight. How do you like that? Do you want to talk about forks? Do you want to talk about forks? Because I can give you a very nice class about forks. I'm low in time. I have to be careful. Now let's bring this guy around. The knight on b6 is falling. But then knight here and then this. I'm not sure what's happening. Let's go here first. Let's go here first. Oh my god. Oh yes. Jesus Christ. Wow, these guys are bad. He attacked my knight, attacked the rook. This looks very wrong somehow, but I'm not finding. Oh my god, I'm so low in time. That's a good move. Let's go here. Please take the knight. Take it, take it, take it. Oh my god.